Welcome everyone. Please give a round of applause to the amazing dance performance called Warriors by the Signal Waves Dance School in Helsinki. So the Signal Waves Dance School in Helsinki is a fantastic community shaped by the devoted teachers, where students not only learn just to dance, but also to find freedom, emotion, energy, and new friends. So definitely what a performance. And it is awesome and really nice to see you all here. So please give a round of applause to yourself for selling the event out. All to you. Brilliant. My name is Asim Sierra. I've come from Helsinki, originally from Pakistan, but here I am to be your host today. This will be my first business event to host, so to speak. So it's going to be quite exciting. I'm excited about it. How about you guys? Ready to hear some interesting startup pitches? Yeah. That's great. That's great. So here it is, new Nordic Pitch Competition 2023, which is organized by Platform 6 and Silicon Vikings. A massive shout out to our key partners, City of Tampere, Silicon Vikings, and Platform 6. Immense gratitude to InfoBip and Dalem for being integral to this journey. Together, we amplify the Nordic ecosystem connectedness, paving the way to start up all the startups to fundraise, launch, and scale on international terrains. Here's the collaboration and accelerating startup success stories. Right on from here on, I would like to introduce you to the CEO of Platform 6 and Silicon Vikings Tampere Nord representative, Alexandra Santos, on stage. But before that, we are going to witness exactly what Platform 6 is in the very precise moment with our own eyes and ears.
Platform 6 is a project initiated by the local startup community and set up by the City of Tampere. Our goal is to support Tampere-based founders and help their early-stage startups to grow into international success stories. In addition to the 5-story building, we offer to the startups various startup support activities, perks and programs, as well as numerous matchmaking and networking events with trusted investors, with advisors, corporate service providers, tech company talents, and so much more.
The way they're bringing both investors and relevant events into the building, and that saves time for me, that I don't have to scout through all the people, but you get expert advice and you get investors in the house, probably even customer contacts and everything, and that's everything that a startup can ask for.
Platform 6 has helped our company by providing us a lot of important connections, which helped us raise a round of funding, find developers, find a lot of good tips from other founders who are more advanced.
Curated network is at the core here at Platform 6. We have here a community based on knowledge and experience sharing. We here at Platform 6 help companies to operate and navigate throughout the support startup mechanisms which the city has to offer. We follow the startups throughout their journey. We help them with different types of support services, but we are also firm believers in peer support, how people can learn and teach each other while they're working on their businesses.
Platform 6 has helped our company in gaining visibility and promoting our company within the networks, both in Finland as well as abroad.
We actually believe that startups are all about extraordinary people with a shared passion and coming together to build something new. Here at Platform 6, companies can test their ideas, take back the feedback, and rework their process again towards a new version of the product. This is a much better way of using your runway money than just paying for the walls.
I would definitely recommend Platform 6 to others, particularly people who are either considering starting a company or have an early phase startup. I couldn't imagine a better place to get started in the Tampere region.
Hello, everyone. Is this on? Yes, it is on. Hello, good afternoon, Tampere, and as well a warm hello to everyone that is watching us in our streaming in YouTube. We generally organize Stream Connect events at Platform 6. As this time we decided to actually bring this special edition of Stream Connect to G Livelab in this wonderful place. We thought about showing a little bit what Platform 6 is all about and show our latest promo video. Yeah, we're shameless in all the promotion we can get. Since day one of the pillars of Platform 6 has been about cross-collaboration, right? It's a bit like the African saying that it takes a village to raise a child. I think a startup needs more than a village the size of Tampere. It actually needs all the connections possible, and that's why we have been really active in all the cross-promotions between Finland, the Nordics, and really trying to find new ways to bring more value. And that's why Silicon Vikings comes to the equation. It's a great, very concrete network that really enables the cross-collaboration, a lot between the Baltics and the Nordics. Now it's called New Nordics, and as well with Silicon Valley. So Silicon Vikings is a not-for-profit organization. It was set up back in the late 90s in Silicon Valley, and ever since it has made the bridge between Silicon Valley, initially with the Nordics, and now later with the New Nordics. So a lot of the work from Silicon Vikings is about connections, there's mentoring programs, and since last year, we in the New Nordics have launched a new initiative. So this new Nordic Pitch Competition, the idea is that all the different Nordic and Baltic ecosystems are as well selecting one winner from each competition. For example, in Norway, the competition happened during the Oslo Innovation Week. Then we have Icelandic Innovation Week. Latitude 59 was the partner for the Estonia event. And my regards to Ebba from the Swedish, she's on checking the live stream. The Swedish competition will be tomorrow. The idea that all then the top startups and scale-ups from the New Nordics then are meeting in Slush for the grand final. And the winner from last year from Finland was STEMsite, so really representing female deep tech. This year, we don't know yet. So very excited about the competition. Good luck to all the startups. You'll rock the stage. And back to Asim. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexander, for an awesome introduction. Now, as they say, let the games begin. I mean, they say it at many different occasions, but as you know, I could just say, let the fun begin, because there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff coming towards us. We have top 8 startup finalists in New Nordics Pitch Competition of this year. So let me tell you that the competition is going to be a tough one, for sure. And all the best to the contestants. Now, without a jury, the competition does not make any sense, right? So I have to invite the jury, the panel of jury on stage as well. And before further ado, let me tell you how the things are going to work out in this competition, first of all. Each of the startup will have sharp 3 minutes of pitching time. Sharp means sharp. And right afterwards, we'll have a Q&A with a feedback session with the panel of jury for another 3 minutes sharp. Now, obviously being the bad guy, would have to interrupt if you cross the mark of 3 minutes, so to speak. Not 3 seconds, though it can happen, depending on the pitcher. But further ado, let me introduce you to our first judge, Ms. Caroline Gattner. She is an analyst at Mackie Venture Capital. Thank you very much. Nice to have you on stage.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure. Please have a seat. You would have a microphone as well, 2 microphones for the judges. And I would like to call upon stage Mr. Juppe Arala, a journal partner at Vendep Capital. Thank you. Nice to have you on the stage. Pleasure. And I would like to call upon Reima Linnanvirta, who is a partner at Trend Venture Capital as well. Brilliant. Nice to have you on stage.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Pleasure. And our final judge, Ossi Numminen from Fiban area Angle in Tampere and managing partner at Feeligood, Finnish Impact Investment. Yeah. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Now the suspense will start. That's all what it takes. Let me see. So afterwards, all the contestants have been gone through. There will be 20 minutes of time for the jury to decide about the winner of 2023's new Nordic Pitch Competition. And afterwards, we'll have a keynote, which will be presented to us by Reetta Ilo, which I'll get back to as the time will come. And here we go. We have done the jury members. Just hold on a second. I think a bit of a mishap have happened with my transition here. All right. So, getting back to the point, I think we are ready for the pitchers to get on stage. All right. First of all, I would like to invite Mr. Juhani Lendepera from Biopsense. Perfect.
Thank you very much. Is it on? Yeah. It's a privilege to be here. Okay, so should I get started? Yes. Okay, my name is Juhani Lahdenperä, and I'm letting you know how Biopsense will democratize liquid biopsies. So liquid biopsy market will be 15 billion by 31, and there are more than 100 companies fiercely fighting for their market share. So giving, let's say, unfair advantage to any of those companies would obviously make a big difference in the marketplace. So liquid biopsies, for those who don't know, is applied, for example, in prenatal screening, because it enhances the safety of the babies and improves the diagnostic accuracy. And it's also been applied in the cancer fields, for example. However, the key issue in the market is that it's been provided only in big locations, big centers like Helsinki University Hospitals and Docrotes. So the market growth is essentially hindered by the fact that the samples are not stable enough to reach external locations, and the devices are so expensive that distant locations don't have money for purchasing those devices. So we have solved this problem by creating a product which can be implemented anywhere in the world, and it essentially improves the accessibility and also improves the diagnostic outcomes. So it's a huge added value and changing power in the market. So our next milestone in the company is to launch the research use only product, which represents roughly 43% of the market, and partner that with the major company to access the market. That is also our first exit point for the company. So you can see that our first exit is coming quite soon after 1 year. So we have just outstanding team in place to execute the company. For example, Dr. Juha Kononen is also lead clinician in Docrotes Cancer Center. And we have recently obtained, as a first company in Finland, a transition funding. And previously we provided successfully corona diagnostics and made more than 5 million revenues. So we are looking for 1.5 million investment for the investors, which is backed with the non-dilutive funding. And with that money, we will get to the raw launch, which is a first exit position. And as I told you, our valuation is based not only to our revenue projections, but it's rather strategic if given to a larger player. So I'm looking forward to discuss with you, take a photo of this if you want to talk about the investment opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Now we have a Q&A session with the jury here. So your time starts now.
That's why we're tech investors. We don't know how to use tech, so we only invest in that.
Can you elaborate your roadmap? So it's clear what you do with this funding round, but where you want to take the company next, and what does that require?
So after the investment round, we are going to develop and launch with a larger player the research use only product to the market. So we will start generating revenues. We will then consider if that's our exit point, or should we proceed with the development of the company towards launching the in vitro diagnostic product, which will be applied in the diagnostic setting. And at that time, that's our second exit point. And so in the future, we could also make a successful listing if we end up with licensing the technology and attracting new technologies to the company's R&D pipeline.
And what does the second step require in terms of funding? How much are you going to be raising next time?
So we have to raise a little bit more funding to get the IVD status for over 1 year. So it's a similar investment round than this one.
Thank you.
Can you open a little bit more about how you said that there is a lot of competition, around 100 companies who are looking to find their niche in this sector. So how do you compare to more traditional technologies, and why would the client choose you among them?
So with the original technologies, they are actually causing the market problem we are solving. So currently the samples are degraded, so they cannot be shipped away from the sampling site, which causes the market problem that you cannot access the diagnostics with the remote locations, for example, like Joensuu or Oulu in Finland. So we are changing that process, and we haven't identified anyone who can do the same thing as us. So we have invested a lot of money to develop this product and solve the many liquid handling issues related.
So one further question concerning the process. Is it a kind of an improvement which, for instance, brings the customers better yield or better quality, or how would you describe the significance of the process you have?
Yeah, the biggest impact is coming from the improved sample quality.
I think we're running out of time now, right?
Actually, we can continue with 1 or 2 minutes. We are running ahead of time, so it's okay.
Okay.
You can have a question if you have.
Can you still open a little bit more about the direct competition? So given other options, why would customers choose your offering?
So there is a current practice, and on top of that, there has been companies developing, let's say that the process from purifying the sample from the blood is quite complex, and we have been only one able to put it in the same package, if you will. And the others need to do, let's say, manual processing and different kind of technologies to make stepwise purification process. And those cannot be adapted into a sampling site where we actually, or the blood drawing site. So if you go to give a blood for any diagnostic purposes in a hospital or so, you need to draw the blood out, and then our instrument would be sitting next to the blood drawing site, so it is immediately processed, and by that we can make sure that the sample quality remains high. And if you compare that with the current process, it's essentially limiting how far you can get the sample to the diagnostic process, because the actual diagnostic is being done in a hospital, big hospital automated laboratory, which cannot be purchased in, let's say, remote locations. And that's our kind of logic why we enter the market.
All right. Thank you very much, Juhani.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right.
Both us.
Perfect. Now I would like to call upon our next startup. It's called ComuApp, and the representative is Karoliina Kauhanen. Perfect.
Moi, I'm Karoliina, founder of Kommu.
Kommu is a platform which matches people who want to help with people who need help. For our private users, Kommu is free and it solves social needs, such as finding a helping hand from your neighbor or someone to talk to when you need it. For non-profits, our platform enables an easy way to find new volunteers, but also manage their important volunteering work. And into the same ecosystem, we bring in companies who do good deeds through corporate volunteering. We also have cities and municipalities as customers who offer Kommu to their residents as a safe way to get to know their new neighborhoods. We have taken the best bits of other social medias and made the easiest way to ask for help and give help. And we are in the forefront of social innovation. And there is plenty of room in the growing social sustainability market for a scalable platform solution like Kommu. And our growth shows just that. In just a year, Kommu has grown to be the largest platform of helping in Finland. We have also launched in Norway and Germany with more than 50,000 users and more than 10,000 good deeds done on the platform. We are also going to be making more than 20 times the revenue this year, reaching 100,000 euros in revenue. We have been awarded many awards in Finland and Norway, and just yesterday, the United Nations gave us a reward and an award for our work helping Ukrainians in Finland. This traction shows that this team can execute, but also that the timing is right. We're a team of young entrepreneurs with backgrounds in building platforms, working in the mental health sector, but also working with investors and in marketing. This team is backed by international and celebrity investors from Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Luxembourg, most notably the band you see there, Hello Helsinki. And we're now welcoming new owners. I am especially looking for B2B SaaS, platform, and social impact people to make asking for help and giving help even easier. Thank you, and I'll see you all in Kommu.
All right, perfect. Now to our advantage and to the advantage of the competitors. The Q&A sessions could go up to 1.5 minutes more because we are running ahead of time. So all the best.
Yay.
Your time starts now.
So let me go first. Hi, I'm a B2B SaaS investor, so good to be talking to you. Can you talk a little bit more about the deeds that are the most popular one, and from a regulatory or tax point of view, how far can you stretch the word deed before the taxman becomes interested?
Very good question. So in Kommu, all of the good deeds are free, so voluntary. There is no money involved. We have tested that out too, and it created a bit of chaos with our users because it kind of breaks the idea of the good deed. So the verottaja in Finland has a very clear distinction that you can do as many good deeds or volunteering as you would like. So there is no tax consequences from that. And then what was the first question? The good deeds, yes. So in Kommu we can see that the good deeds that are needed and given really reflect what our society needs. So at the moment it's just talking to somebody, chatting, peer-to-peer support, also unfortunately food aid. And then third one is if you have, for example, moved into a new country, you're looking for new people, you might need help taking your dog for a walk, etc.
And the business model, I didn't fully understand. Is it purely B2B or B2C?
So yeah, we are B2B, but also business to government. So we have companies who do good deeds on the platform through corporate volunteering. So let's say a bank, they might have 6 hours a year to do good deeds, but they are underutilizing that because it's the HR manager's problem to call the places and try to find you a place to volunteer next Tuesday. With Kommu, you can just log in, see who I would like to help, log it in, how much time it took, and then the companies get valuable social sustainability data from that. And it's a monthly subscription that we do with companies. And then with municipalities, we do yearly subscriptions. So then they offer Kommu as an easy way for their residents to help each other reducing, for example, what is palvelu? Service costs, because the civilians can help each other, and that starts from 50 cents per resident per year.
What's your long-term goal? What you want to get out of Kombu? How big you want to make it?
Well, I like to use the example of Nextdoor, which is one of our biggest competitor, and they just did an IPO in the US stock market. So I can see that this neighborhood helping can grow to even something bigger. That's my big goal.
So let's say that you do the IPO in US stock exchange, probably NASDAQ, you're a billionaire, or maybe you diluted to be only a millionaire, but still hundreds of millions. And then some journalist makes an article that, look at Carolina, she made millions on volunteer work. How are you prepared to tackle that?
That's a very good question. And the answer is always that Kombu's whole purpose is to make asking for help and giving help easy. And we can multiply the amount of good deeds that happen through this world. And the only way we can do it is to create a profitable business from it. We cannot have this run as a non-profit, because I want good deeds to happen through Kombu 5 years, 10 years from now. And I'm happy to tell you that with the current funding round that we are raising, the Northern Star for us has always been early 2025, when we are going to break even. So from that, we are going to be focusing on growth, so we can reach that.
I'd like to carry on what Reimo asked. So if you think about the exit perspective, and you have a kind of a business that has its focused helping people in distress. So do you see any reputation risk for investors who try to make money by investing in helping people in distress?
Sure. So what's great about helping, I have to continue later, is that you can also provide help, but you might need help.
Unfortunately, now we have to stop because the time has gotten up. Well, the tension is building. Thank you very much for being on stage, Carolina.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. For the jury as well. Right on. So as we can smell it, that this can happen, you know. Again, the jury can ask you the question at the very last minute as well. You never know. As I said, competition is going to be tough. But here I have to invite, from Akita by FinAdvance, Mimosa Peltokangas. Please welcome.
Thanks.
And your time starts as soon as you grab the mic.
Yeah, so thanks. Hi, my name is Mimosa Peltokangas. I'm an application scientist in FinAdvance, and we are passionate about making the world a better place with drug for all existing diseases. As you may know, the road from drug candidate to the market is extremely long, with decades of research with models that actually do not mimic complex biological situation in human body in sufficient level. And because of that, over 90% of the drugs that have been tested effective in animals actually fail when moving to clinical trials. At the same time, the market in this field is huge. In 2020, before COVID, only 50 drugs were approved by FDA with a price over $54 billion per drug developed. And at the same time, the number of companies doing this drug discovery and production have been only increasing, and nowadays there are over 6,000 companies globally. Luckily, some changes have been made, and in the end of last year, FDA announced that they no longer require animal tests before clinical trials, and they are now looking for and approving more human-like methods. And this is the change we want to be in. We are developing technology that makes drug development process shorter and more ethical. So, we have developed a platform that can be used for miniaturized tissue and organ modeling in two phases. First, it can be used to replace animal models and to find the best drug compound to move to clinical trials. And second, it can be used to test existing drugs and find the best combination for patients, for example, treating the cancer. The platform can be used for multiple tissue modeling, and we have been able to create not all, but most of the human organs already. This might sound like science fiction, but in the last few years, we have been able to publish multiple papers, not all by ourselves, but also together with our customers. And the platform, the core for all our models, and also our customer research, have been published and covered with over 20 patents. And by today, I can show you a platform which has breakthrough throughput, meaning the number of experiments that can be made in single product together with highly competitive price. Behind this technology, we have a young team of scientists and engineers founded by European Union and science investors from Finland. We have been working really hard to get this technology out of Oulu to all over the world. And with this team, I strongly believe we can make the world at least a bit better place. Thank you all. I'm happy to answer your questions.
Brilliant. Now we'll have the QA session starting right about now. Go ahead, please.
This is a medtech case, and they normally take more time and more investments to really break through on the market. So how would you estimate how much time do you need and how much investments together will you need to both acknowledge this technology on the market and that this is approved as a business on the market?
Yeah, so last few years we have been just focusing or getting enough data to prove that this technology works. And we already have some customers, paying customers, but we think that in 5 years we can get 100 million revenue because we know that we are focusing on big drug companies, for example, AstraZeneca, and this kind of companies usually use around 2 million euros every year for this kind of technology.
A further question, for startups, it's normally a little bit a tricky thing that where should your focus be because you don't have resources enough to do everything. So can you open a bit more? Is your focus kind of to accelerate drug development or is it somehow to enable personalized medicine or what's your real focus?
Right now we are focusing for preclinical testing. So basically testing the drug that should go to clinical trials. But we are also doing some co-clinical trials to check that this actually works and we can prove that it's working the same way as human body.
Maybe a bit building on Ossi's first question. So what is your plan on commercialization? So what needs to be happen until you're in the first phase of commercialization? And secondly, you mentioned targeting the big pharma companies. How they have so far been involved in discussions with you?
Yeah, so basically right now we are going through 5 million seeding round, and this is for scaling up the development and the production of the company. So basically we already know we have the data, but we just need to scale up. We need to build up the facility to actually have high quality platforms. And we already have collaboration with, for example, AstraZeneca, Orion Pharma, and Red Cross. So these are the big companies we are focusing on. We are publishing paper together with them, and this way we also would like to get other companies.
Could you explain the value proposition to the customers a little bit? Meaning, at which point in the development process do you come in, and how much value can you generate? Is it that you save the time needed for the actual testing?
Yes. So basically, the aim is to replace the animal models. Of course, it's like future goal. So now most of the research has been done, for example, in a static model, in tissues or in cells that grow in static plastic plate. And this is quite far from the actual human body situation. So we have created an environment where cells can grow under the flow, under the air exposure or something like that. So it's closer to human body situation. And at the same time, the throughput is really high, so we can do even 32 of 96 experiments in single plate. So it also downgrade the resources that the customer needs.
One more question, try to a little bit understand this better. So can you open a little bit more? How is it validated in science somehow that human biology can be replicated in vitro so that it can be used in drug development?
I don't exactly know which kind of validation you need, but yes, as I said, we are currently running preclinical testing to test the same drugs with our model, also with the patients, so we can actually validate that it's going to work. And this kind of research have been done earlier with similar products in worldwide, and it's working.
All right. I believe we are done. Thank you very much, Mimosa.
Thanks.
Thank you. Round of applause. Thank you. Brilliant. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling? Tension building a little bit? You know, after all this is done, then we'll enjoy ourselves a little bit more relaxed and so on. And of course, a couple of drinks are around the corner if, you know, loosen up a little bit. I'm on a diet though, so that's a different part. But anyways, I will invite now our next startup, who is represented by Mr. Tero Seppälä, and the startup is Hookle. Thank you.
All right, yes. All right, hi, my name is Tero, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Hookle. Now, the number of small businesses in the world has grown tremendously across the world during the past years. The more competition, the more marketing is needed, especially on social media. As an example, here's a coffee shop from Canada who wouldn't have beaten the competition without efficient social media marketing. Or this book writer from UK who wouldn't have reached her book reviewers without efficient social media presence. So what is the common thread in here? Small businesses need a simple social media marketing experience and a tool which is easy to adopt, simple to use, and provides broad impact quickly. Ta-da! And that's where Hookle comes in. Hookle is a complete cross-network marketing platform which enables you to manage all socials in one place, plan and create content instantly, powered by ChatGPT, boost your business everywhere, track progress at a glance, and feel confident. Unlike Hookle, competitors have developed extremely complex products which doesn't fulfill the needs of small businesses. And this is a big advantage, competitive advantage for us. Our go-to-market strategies relies on global partnerships, efficient content marketing, and paid marketing to accelerate the actual market adoption. We have two business models, subscriptions and commissions, and with $10 per month subscriptions and 15% commissions of each advertisement transaction that user makes through Hookle, we can generate revenues of $120 million by 2026. And our superhero teams makes all this and impossible possible. So we have experienced developers like Pavel and Olli, both full-stack developers. Jere is leading the app development as a CTO. And we have professor from Warwick University, Juha, who is taking care of our strategy and AI. So why invest now? Our numbers suggest that we are ready to scale. And for that, we are raising of $1.5 million euros at the moment. And in conclusion, our vision is clear. We want Hookle to be the app for small businesses. Whenever you think about social media,
sir. Your time is up, and now we have
Hookle
to
comes
move
into the mic.
to
Thank you.
the Q&A session with that jury. I'm the bad guy. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Your time starts now.
Sure.
So on the revenue model, you mentioned commissions. Are those 1,000 customers on that model already?
No. This is like a subscription business that we are scaling up at the moment. So that's the business model which is in use at the moment. And then we are developing this commission business afterwards.
Okay. And what makes you think that they because this is not the way sort of the current models are run, in SaaS software or anywhere else really, except maybe in some other businesses in total. But that them giving them you a share of their revenue sort of limits many industries out of your focus, because the 15% margins on top of their own margin will perhaps not be possible for all industries.
So you are talking about these small businesses that would give...
Yeah, if I understood correctly, you're taking a commission from their revenue on a transaction.
Oh, we're actually taking the transaction commission is paid by the social media platforms when the small businesses are advertising
when
there.
they promote it. Okay,
yes,
okay, got
yeah.
it. Okay, then I misunderstood. Okay, that throws my question out of the window. So while I'm thinking of the next one, I'll give it to Reima.
Yeah, we looked into this quite a few times over the years, and maybe the question is that on your first pitch back in before COVID, you had pretty similar projections. So why those projections that you saw today are correct and why the previous ones were incorrect? What has changed?
Yeah, so first of all, yes, we've been around a couple of years, and we launched the project or the first commercial application 2020, and then we started to do this product market fit. Developing simple, that we need to have this app to be, is not simple, and it takes actually time and resources. Well, since I've been pitching then, we're trying to have more resources to actually develop this a bit more faster. But the core idea to keep it simple is something that needs time anyways. And now, after a couple of years, we have been able to find the product market fit, and it was not easy, I can tell. But there it is. It's really simple to use, and most of our paying customers are coming from US, and we are keeping the demos. So they are telling that this is something that they've been missing, and they are actually coming from our competitors. Okay, they are targeting to bigger enterprises. So and they are saying that they don't have an offering in the market like Google is. So I'm really confident because of our customer feedback also.
Is there a specific segment within those customers that has especially good product market fit, like super users, a bit more specifically than just small businesses? Or
good question. Yes, of course. We have identified that there's photographers, there's coffee shops, there's also real estate markets. So those are the verticals that we are also targeting in US market. However, having said that, we have this application paying customers coming from 80 different countries at the moment already. So it's spreading organically also. We are not targeting to those countries, but we have a lot of customers from anywhere else also. But yeah, we have those verticals.
Do you have any concerns that your target customer group have hard times in paying for your services? In terms of, do they have the money available?
Well, no, I don't have concerns. We are the most affordable product in the market also. So competitor, you need to pay thousands of a month at some times, and they are complaining of it when they actually turning to come into our customers, that this is a quite affordable, having $10 per month, it's not that big price. And also, we have customers who put that...
Sir, your time is up as well. I'll be the bad guy once again.
No worries, no worries.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tero here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So as we have our lovely judges here as well, wouldn't it be nice to get to know them a little bit as well? Wouldn't you say? Yeah. Of course, exactly. So I would start with Mr. Reima. Please, could you talk about being a partner at Trend Venture Capital?
How many seconds I have?
I'll give you, sir, the 5 seconds. No. Take your time. Take your time, please.
No 5-second version. Trend Ventures, European seed stage software investor looking for companies with a consumer or community component. Investing all over Europe with core region being Nordics and Baltics. Currently investing from our second fund, which is 55 million. Probably some most notable companies, Nordcloud that got acquired by IBM, If there are any players in the room, Ready Player Me, and if there are any musicians in the room, Neural DSP.
Oh, Neural DSP. I'm an artist of Neural DSP, by the way. Interesting.
Stay tuned for new stuff coming up before the end of the year. Black Friday.
Aha. It's nice. I like
Always be selling.
Of course. It's one of my favorite. I've been with Neural DSP since the very beginning. So as being a musician, that's what I am as well. So it's nice to know. Thank you very much. Round of applause, please. Brilliant. Thank you for the introduction. Now I would like to call upon our next startup for the pitching. And it is Codarit, sorry. And my pronunciation in Finnish is not that good. But in English, Codarit by Suvi Surjalainen. Please, welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Suvi Surjalainen, CEO of Codarit Coding School for Children and Young People. I founded Codarit because our world is getting more digital by a minute, and we use smart devices and computers in our everyday lives. But when I started Codarit, our world was already suffering a lack of IT talent and coder shortage problem, but there were no customized coding training for children at all, or possibility to do coding as a hobby. But now there is. Codarit knows the best way to teach coding to children, and we offer a fun way to create IT talents. So we have developed this kind of straightforward and high-quality level course system from 5 to 7 years old baby Codarit to 15 to 20 years old Codarit stars who are already looking for a summer or junior coder's job from software industry. This is our base product, and we have gotten that Education Alliance Finland certificate for it. Here you can see our business model. So we have productized different kind of branches from our products. So these green ones, these are basic coding courses and camps that we run here in Finland, and these are already profitable. Then we have our scalable startup products. So video courses for school teachers to help them to teach their students to learn coding. And then we have licensing and franchising packages to our international customers. So we are getting international. We are the biggest and most beautiful coding school here in Finland, and our goal is to be most famous and biggest coding school in the world, and to grow our revenue to 5 million in 2027. Here you can see our core team that will execute our plans, and our board members and advisors who will help us. But because getting international, it's not too easy or fast, we have opened a new investment round. So we are looking for a total 150k investment with 2.5 million euros pre-money valuation to our scalable licensing packages and video packages, sales, marketing, and R&D. Thank you. We have everything ready to welcome new investors on board.
Thank you very much for the pitch. And now we will start off with the Q&A session with the jury. Thank you very much.
On the scalable part, what is your traction on that one? And do you need like certification to be able to sell to schools and other edutech providers?
I think that those certificates are really important if you are going international. Those are not important here in Finland. So if your customers trust you, they do not ask certificates. But if you, for example, want to establish a new coding school to some area, it's really good to have some certificate to your pedagogy. And that Finnish one, that Education Alliance Finland certificate, that is the best one in this area. So our biggest competitor, for example, and it is US-based company.
Yeah, and on the second part, are your programs already in use in some schools here in Finland or elsewhere?
So we provide after-schools clubs to municipalities and schools here in Finland. But now we have started, so now our lower-level video packages that we help teachers to teach coding to their students, those are now under the testing in Helsinki. And next week I will start in Pirkkala, and then week after that in Varkaus. And then we have a plan to contact to ORJ also to find more teachers to try that product, because there have been difficulties to teach coding to children, even though coding has been in a Finnish curriculum 7 years already.
On the growth plans, how much revenue did you say you were aiming for in 2027?
5 million.
And why only 5 million? Isn't it a bigger market? Or
yeah, actually, you can think that the whole world is our market, but what we have counted that if we have sold 100 licenses before 2027.
And why did you choose schools and teachers as the ones you're selling to?
We have also B2C customers. So our revenue here in Finland comes to B2C customers. Actually, half from our revenue here in Finland. So actually, how our licensing package works is that we have packaged this what we do here in Finland to licensing package to sell that, and then our licenses can then sell our coding courses to private customers or to schools or to those vanhempainyhdistys, whoever. So that.
Would you have Africa in your roadmap right now if you wouldn't have this Finn Partnership project?
No, because they do not have money to invest to our line. So we have gotten a lot of contacts from Africa, and we try to find some way to make revenue from Africa. It's a bit sad.
But as you said, the whole world is your market.
Yeah.
As startup, it's important to focus, and you can bump that 150 to 200. It's as easy to raise 200 than 150. And just skip that project because it's a defocus for you.
Okay, thank you for that advice.
A follow-on question on the scalability thing. Your business model is partly related to the fact that you find good coding teachers. So I see a bit a risk that you find good people and then the fact that they are or are not committed to your business. So how would you comment on that? And do you see the risk that you find right people and they stay with you?
Actually, it is quite, if you have a software background, so that is what we require from our teachers. So if you have a software background and you have our materials that are also part of our licensing package.
And your time is up, unfortunately. Thank you so very much, Suvi.
It's really easy to find how to teach coding.
Thank you for the questions. Brilliant. Now, as we have continued to get to know one of our jury, would be nice to get to know our other jury members as well. So I would like to ask Mr. Juppe, please do talk about how is it to be a general partner at Vendeep Capital.
It's great. We've been at it already 10 years. We are on our third fund. We are a B2B SaaS specialist fund, so we only invest in those kind of models because SaaS, as you very well know, is the best model in the world. We are on our third fund, and we have about 30 SaaS companies in our portfolio, and if you're if you're running one of those business models, you might recognize some of the names like Happeo, Leadfeeder, AlphaSense, those kind of companies. Yeah, we're 8 people located in Espoo, and we invest anything before the A round with a ticket size of 250 to 3 million, and the geo is Nordics and Baltics.
All right. Thank you very much. Round of applause for Mr. Juppe, please. Thank you so much. Now we have passed by the 5 startups. Ooh, 3 more to go, you know. The lucky number 3. I don't know if it is a lucky number. For me, it is. So that's why I hope I'm able to sustain myself after the 3 ones also. But now I would like to call upon the next startup for the pitch, and it is Mr. Salim Qureshi from Lincoln Method. Please welcome on stage.
Thank you.
Time starts now.
So the AI economy is here to stay. Unfortunately, schools are so far behind that their first impulse was to ban ChatGPT when it came out. And that's where we found our sweet spot. We realized that forward-thinking parents, a lot of them who are in tech, want their kids to learn about the AI economy and want to be participants. So what we did was that we launched an online after-school tutoring program that teaches kids a lot of the tools that all of you guys are developing. Now, we needed to identify our customer persona, and we realized that parents who send their kids to horse riding or ballet or fencing, they have an alternative, and that is us. Our competitive advantage lies in our deep tech, and we use the camera of any learning device, whether it's a phone or a laptop, and we're able to look at the facial expressions of a child and figure out whether they're confused or not. And if they are, then the teacher is alerted, as well as our generative AI produces a lot of simplified material to make sure that the child moves forward. Now we are working with VTT to validate our product, validate how it works, and make sure that we remain GDP compliant. When we're taking a look at our market, our TAM, SAM, and SOM numbers were just huge. So we said, okay, we need to focus. Let's see how can we identify and market and acquire 5,000 monthly active users. And we're happy to say that we've signed pilot projects in Malta and in California. Now, as we scale up from where we are right now, the key thing for us was to identify affluent mommy groups who want the bragging rights that my child is a part of the AI economy. And we're very happy to say that in December, we'll be featured on Shark Tank in Malta, and that will give us the reach that we're looking for. Now, the unit economics of any are the heart of any business, and we realized this very early on. We got it right because we are pricing our product at 25 euros. There's a group class of 5 students, so the revenue for the class is 125. The cost for running that to us is 25, and this puts us in a very sweet spot for our gross margins at 80%. As we look at our revenue roadmap, we are looking for a 18-month sprint through which we want to acquire 5,000 users. We are pricing it at a subscription of 200 euros, and if we reach this properly, we'll be able to reach €1 million in MRR. We're raising 750,000 for our seed round. We are revenue positive. We are at break even, and we'd love to invite any impact investors who would want to come in and be a part of what we're trying to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Salim. Now, are you ready for some questioning?
Absolutely.
Session, please.
Who is actually the paying customer? Is it the mommy who wants to have AI-savvy kids?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are a lot of them.
And they're ready to pay for that?
Absolutely. We're generating revenue right now. We're at break even almost.
When you say generating revenue, how many monthly paying customers you currently have?
Okay, so right now we have 250 monthly paying customers. We've run 34,000 online classes so far. We've served 6,200 students so far, yeah.
Okay, maybe really stupid question, but what you are actually selling? What is your product?
It's an online tutoring service that teaches kids anything from Canva to the new texts that are coming out from...
And the online course, is it run by a human being or Absolutely. AI or...
So as we move forward, the human tutor will be replaced by AI, but right now we are making sure that we have a teacher online.
All right.
How do your tutors scale at the moment?
How do our tutors scale at the moment?
Yes, and how do you find the new tutors when you are, at the moment, your business model is based on finding new tutors?
So it's very interesting because when we put out one ad, right, we receive a plethora of tutors. So one ad gives us about 500 applications. So finding tutors for us is not a big problem. A lot of the tutors are Ukrainian. A lot of the tutors are from India, from Pakistan, from the Far East. So finding tutors for us is not a problem. Plus, we have a certification program that we take the whole tutoring system through. So everyone is certified.
Okay. Can you open a bit? What are actually your sales channels, and what's the conversion inside the channel?
Okay, so right now all of our sales that are happening through online acquisition, customer acquisition. We spend very little money in marketing. We just create these really catchy ads, and we put them up on Facebook and Instagram, and it's growing through word of mouth. So far, we're completely self-funded, so we've made a very intelligent move to take it as slow as we can until we get the technology right. But now we're getting ready to really scale up.
And the conversion part?
The conversion part. So for every 100 inquiries we get, we give them a free class, and from that we're able to convert about 30% of them.
And how good is the technology? How do you verify that it's really improving the learning through generating easier material for understanding and so on? Sure.
So our whole platform is built on a before and after. So we have before scores and then after scores. One of the reasons why VTT is extremely interested in our deep tech is because whatever we are doing with facial expression recognition, we feel that now we can take this technology by itself and also license it out to gaming companies or anyone else who would want to make sure that they retain the attention of the consumer. Yeah.
You perhaps are annoying habit of turning this off all the time. Maybe going back to still a bit on the users and activity, how long does a typical course take, and how long these users are your users?
Okay, so we can teach, the youngest student for us is 4 years old, and we can teach them, a small little Adobe tool in one class.
Yeah, but I mean, you can study a language whether you're 7 years old or 70 years old, but
Absolutely.
You don't study for 63 years. You study maybe 1 or 2 years. So how long the user is active with you?
Some users are so the longest user that's been active with us has been about 12 months so far, but usually people sign up and they move along. And as we build our product portfolio out, we'll be adding more and more interesting courses. I mean, you can have a child who's 8 years old create a whole marketing video using InVideo. So we're taking existing tools that are out there in the market, and we're just helping kids use those
And
tools.
your time is up, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Salim. Thank you for the pitch. Thank you for the jury. Ask the questions. Now, as I have started a trend now that, we have 4 jury members, so of course I've passed on by getting to know 2 of them. 2 of them are left. So now I would like to ask Miss Caroline Gattner about, first of all, I'll have to explain a short story behind your name of the company. Maki Venture Capital. Maki means, in my language, it means of your mother. So we all have venture capitals with our mothers, don't we? I mean, depends what's the fundraising and the budget. Not in my pockets. It goes the other way around. So please, could you talk about how is it being the analyst at Maki Venture Capital?
I'm having a great time there. I'm not the best person to explain the origin of the name, as I think I'm the only non-Finnish speaker here, but it basically comes from the names of our founding partners, which both end in Maki.
That's great.
So we are early stage venture capital fund based in Helsinki, headquarters and only office. We invest primarily at pre-seed and seed stages, completely industry agnostic, so you can find anything in the portfolio from quantum computers to B2B SaaS, some direct to consumer, even including hardware solutions. We like deep tech and brands, and currently on our second fund, initial tickets 300,000 to 3 million euros.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for Ms. Caroline. Thank you. And now, very interesting, the next startup. The name had always caught my eye since I read the name of the company. The name of the company is No, No, No. That's very interesting. And I would like to call upon Mr. Jaakko Timonen to please come on stage and make a pitch. And your time starts.
Right. Good afternoon. My name is Jaakko Timonen. I'm the founder and CEO of No, No, No. And you are all consumers, each of you, and you know how hard it can be when you need to resolve a complaint with a business and you need to contact customer service. In the US, on average, people wait 42 minutes on hold before they get to talk to somebody in India or Philippines. You can also talk to chatbots, but the problem is that 75% of the time they fail to resolve complex questions, and sometimes even some of the more simple ones. And that's why 22% of Americans say that they would rather spend a night in jail than contact customer service. And our vision is to create a service that you can use to resolve any issue with any business worldwide. And how No, No, No works is that you go on nonono.com and file a public complaint. We escalate your complaint straight to the corporate office complaint department. And after your issue has been resolved, you rate and review the outcome, so the business has a fair opportunity to help you first before they get rated. So this brings new data to marketplace. And we have a business model designed with product-led growth. So people find us organically on Google. And why they do that? Because each complaint and each resolution review is public. They are user-generated content that drives our rankings on Google. And there is zero risk for consumers to pay a small flat fee to use our service because we offer them fully 100% money-back satisfaction guarantee. We have helped customers of each of these businesses, some of the biggest businesses in the world, including the biggest, Walmart. And we have been growing organically. Our compounding monthly revenue growth rate is 28% month on month. And our revenue last month broke $4,000 barrier, and we've had 3,800 customers with $0 spent on paid acquisition. Why now? Businesses are outsourcing their customer call centers to Philippines and India. They are closing them, and that's why consumer rage is at an all-time high in the US. And the market size is pretty big. In the US, you have 77 million consumers who file complaints through state channels or federal channels or write negative reviews online. However, the market is actually bigger because even those people who are able to resolve their issues are not satisfied. Most people don't bother contacting customer service, and most businesses don't even respond to negative online reviews. And that's why the number of complaints is growing on an annual basis in the US. And then about competition, we have on top left some businesses who help you resolve complaints in exchange for money, but they don't give you any reviews. Then you have review websites, but they don't help you resolve any issues with businesses, and they don't tell you which businesses you can trust. We do both. We have a great team. Our front-end developer has been working for Facebook, Uber, and Google. Our back-end developer has been working for Dun & Bradstreet.
And sir, your time is up. I'm the bearer of the bad news nowadays.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, and the Q&A starts about now.
Hey, slides back on, dude.
While the slides are being put back on, so I guess the customer care doesn't care. So with No, how many, do you achieve results? How many of the complaints filed through you has actually been resolved in a satisfied way for the customer?
Unfortunately, we don't have accurate data on that because we've been doing things that don't scale. That's one of the next things we are going to build, accurate analytics. But what I can tell you is that we offer 100% money-back satisfaction guarantee, and only 10% is our refund rate is 10%. So we discuss with these people, and they are happy even if we are not able to help them resolve the issue, because there is nobody else helping them for a low cost. So that's why people like our service.
Yeah, I guess you need to reach a point of authority for you to have the sort of the footprint for them to take you seriously. But what is your your feeling of every 1,000 complaints that you siphon into the company? How many will get attention? Just to get an understanding of.
The vast majority. It does require some follow-ups. But the benefit for the businesses is that first and foremost, we help them retain customers. So when we deliver complaints, there is always phone number, email address. We don't force businesses to respond to consumers on our platform. They can do it the way they want. If the consumers who use our service would go on any other review website, they would start with 1-star review. The business's reputation would suffer. In our business, there's no review. There's just complaint, there's interaction, and then there's review based on the outcome. So businesses can actually turn complaints into positive resolution reviews. And thirdly, we actually decrease the blood pressure of these consumers because somebody has been listening to them. They know that somebody is helping them, so they don't go on social media channels where problems go viral, but resolutions don't. So we have learned how to communicate these value propositions to businesses in a way that even most of Fortune 20 companies are happy to deal with us. Home Depot told us that we are the only company, only third party actually, who has received an email address that their board is using. So if Home Depot is $150 billion business, if their board members have complaints about Home Depot, they use the same channel as we do.
It seems to me that you have pivoted from B2B business model to B2C. Is that right?
Correct.
Why is that?
Well, there was no organic demand in B2B side. There are no businesses who go on Google and try to search for complaint resolution systems. There are no businesses who have identified complaint resolution as their top 3 problem. But there's a huge amount of consumers who go on Google and try to find ways on how to escalate complaint to Walmart. And if you pull your smartphone and if you Google Walmart complaints, we are the first that pops up after Walmart's own website. So that's the model that works.
Since nobody is asking anything, maybe the consumer investor can jump in. How many brands you think you can serve? Because as you said, you get the customers to SEO. How many brands you can serve effectively? So I know that you can scan like almost indefinitely already within the current customers, but still, how many brands you think you're going to be serving in the long term?
Well, I think the number is pretty infinite, and here's why. There is this platform that can help us outsource micro tasks. So if you file a complaint about a business that we don't even know of, our API will push a request to Philippines or India. Somebody will find those contact details, push them back through API to our system, and the complaint gets automatically delivered to that business even without us touching it. So this is super scalable. So the answer is infinite.
Oh, cool. What is the size of a smallest complaint that makes sense to run through your platform? What is the point when people just don't bother?
Well, for example, if you have been with your family at Walmart and you complain to the store manager and the store manager embarrasses you in front of your family and other customers, you might pay just to get an apology.
And sir, your time is up. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much to the jury as well. I hope you guys are having a great time because we are still left with one more startup to pitch. Right, I don't hear any enthusiasm. Hello? Are the people still alive here? Sorry, what? Yes. All right. Generally, this is how it works on, because being a musician, it works much more different on stages than event like this. So I'm just trying to assess where the vibe is. Should I be going give me hell yeah? That depends, right? So maybe give me hell yeah? It works everywhere. This is so awesome about Finland being the metal country, kind of. Yay! That's why I came here. But anyways, we are up to now getting to know our final judge, Mr. Ossi Numinen. Please could you shed light on being the Fiban area angel in Tampere and being the managing partner at Feelgood.
Yes, so I kind of act in two roles as an angel investor and a venture capitalist. Being an angel investor is, like being skiing on free snow. Every launch is different, but you don't never know where the stone is hiding under the snow. So that's life in angel investing. From this feel-good perspective, we have a focus of investing in companies that have some hardware, some software, some data component, and the sustainability thing from the perspective of UN Sustainable Development Goals. So basically, we try to invest in companies that have some sort of reasonable sustainability issue, like minimizing CO2 emissions or those kind of stuff. We have a three-member team. We are engineers and software developers from background, so we can analyze companies that have hardware, electronics, software, and that's where our focus is.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Rossi. A round of applause for Mr. Rossi. Thank you. Now coming to our final startup to pitch, and don't worry, as I mentioned, we're going to stick around, and it's going to be a good time. I'll get back to it afterwards, so you guys can, relax and have a good time, do a little bit of networking. But before that, let's invite. A bit hard to pronounce the name. I'm sorry, my bad. Piotr Bartsak. Correct? From See-Through Technology. Please welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Just a little bit of technical difficulties we have here. This is nothing new. This is
Sorry for that.
Generally.
It doesn't really switch. Okay. Now, sorry for that. Hello, everybody. My name is Piotr Bartczak. Very good pronunciation. I'm here on behalf of See-Through Technologies team. So our team provides the most robust eye tracking that is near to the eye. Speaking about eye tracking and what is our mission, so basically we believe in providing eye tracking solutions for everybody to everywhere. Speaking about who we meant by everyone, so currently we have around 8 billion of eyes, and I believe that in the future each of these pair of eyes will use several devices that will have future smart devices that utilize eye tracking data. If you think about some superpowers and you believe that at some point you could predict or you could guess somebody's thoughts, so guess what? Eye tracking comes here very handy in this situation, because eye data provides you a lot of information about the user or about the human attention, about decision making, about the kind of prediction. So that's something that it's very handy in case of the smart and intelligent devices that are becoming a big part of the future. If I would like to talk about the serving to whom, so basically our goal is to improve the devices and make them more intelligent. Our solutions can be embedded inside the fields like XR, VR. We also have a lot of potential in case of the medical service. So we can build our technology to the devices that are used in the hospitals or maybe inside the diagnostics clinics. We also take care of the vision care, and our business is B2B business that is scalable to the consumer markets. We are currently are owning 2 patents, so this is the first update from today's morning. We have 2 other patents being pending. Speaking about how big market is, so looking at the slides and looking at the verticals that See-Through already is investigating and has currently running POCs and being validated, we estimate our possibilities for almost 500 million euros. With just 5% of the penetration of that markets. What we do software and hardware, so those both go along. what we can deliver to our customers is hardware solutions supported with the licensing of the software, for example. Speaking about the business model, so currently we are supporting all markets, so we are embedding and helping to discover the potential of eye tracking for the companies like manufacturers of the optical devices. We also serve the end user, so our market recently in the first year provided us around 100 thousands of euros of the revenue. So why I'm here basically is to invite all of the investors that would be interested in our solution.
Your time is up.
To join the next round. Thank you.
Are you ready for the questions?
Yes. Sorry.
Thank you so very much.
How much space do you need inside the glasses to make it work?
So currently our sensors are 3 by 3 by 3 millimeters, so it's like a cubic sensor. It's very close, so basically we already have prototypes that are shared with some companies that are embedded inside the frames of the glasses. So that's very next to the eye. Basically, it's between 2.5 to 3 centimeters.
And then the electronics around it?
Yes, so you can embed part of the electronics into the temples, for example. So speaking about the dimensions, I could tell that sensor is very tiny. It can be like 3 by 3 or even smaller, dependently on what kind of sensor you pick up. Speaking about the electronics, it's like 2 by 4 centimeters currently. But everything can be customized. So the idea behind what we are doing, we are tailoring the solutions for the manufacturers.
Your offering is kind of an improvement to current options. So what would you say, what is your competitive advantage? Is it somehow the robustness of your offering? Is it the accuracy? Is it speed? Or what is it actually?
Thank you for asking. I had several slides about that, but I had to skip it because of the time limit. But what we are currently having is a robustness and accuracy. So most of the companies on the market providing eye tracking, they are actually exploring the research and development or university cases. So basically, their technology is not mature enough to go to the industry applications. So what we are different, how we are different, and what we are actually selling is the solution that can go to the market, and that's actually validated right now on the markets.
And how have you actually validated this robustness thing that it's better, as you say?
Great question. So we did our own benchmarking inside the offices, but basically currently our evaluation kits are distributed among the manufacturers. So they are doing validation by themselves. They are testing that on the customers. They are testing that on the potential future applications. So the main part actually, after approaching the manufacturers, clients, is done on themselves. So they are testing how robust and how correct our system is to help them with the future smart and intelligent devices.
Can you elaborate the business model? So going forward, so is the idea that you're gonna manufacture devices, you're gonna manufacture components to some further sort of on B2B sales, or do you plan to license your technology?
So both. So basically, current situation after introducing the Apple Vision Pro device actually help with understanding that eye tracking exists, and people are aware of what kind of things you can solve with that. So people are upcoming with questions, could you embed it here? Could you do this kind of integration to our devices? So our team actually helps, trains, delivers the blueprints, manufactures the sensors, and also tailors the algorithms for that. So we are doing the whole package for the company that doesn't have actually the eye tracking tech behind. So there are several companies that were actually acquired by the big guys like Facebook or Apple that actually were responsible to moving forward with the eye tracking and enhancing their systems with that tech.
But on the consumer side, that's going to be licensed. That's not
yes,
going to be.
Yes. We already sell some devices actually for the consumer market right now. We started from this year. We sold more than 10 devices. So just the beginning.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to ask any questions? Well, Mr. Pieter, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
So, Brilliant. That concludes our competitors, so to speak. All the pitches have been made for today. So now you can go home. Thank you very much for coming. No, I mean the party continues, of course. It will continue till, I think it was, Finland allows to be out there till 4, I think so, right? So feel free. Oh, wow, this is a serious room. I gotta get back to the serious mode. 1, 2, 3, all right. So now the suspense will start, of course. Now I would ask a jury to please take your time. You would have to get off the stage, and you will take 20 minutes to determine who will be the winner, the one and only, who will take all and win all, so to speak. But consistent of what's going to happen in this 20 minutes, we will have a keynote about culture clash and high ambition, US comms and PR for the startups launching in the United States. And afterwards will be the award ceremony. But before that, I would like you all to give a round of applause to all the startups that participated today. Please. And certainly all the best to them. Great ideas, impressive stuff. It was quite, intimate stuff for me as well, because as I mentioned, this is my first time that I'm being part of hosting such an event, which is great. Good times. Give me hell yeah. See, that's really nice. It's like, absolutely. I think I should do this more often, right? Yeah, that didn't sound good. Okay, well, I'll continue. But our distinguished keynote speaker is Reetta Ilo, who is VP International PR Growth Partner at San Francisco agency. So, let's give it up for our lovely judges. And here is Miss Reetta Ilo. Please join me on the stage. Thank you very much. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. All right.
And the stage is all yours.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Hey, hello everyone. I am very well aware that I am not physically but mentally standing between you and the bar. So if someone is very thirsty after all those pitches, I do not mind. Go and get your drink. However, I was asked to entertain you guys while the jury is thinking of who is the winner. Indeed, talking about building a brand in the US, speaking from our agency experience, speaking also in the experience of companies that are already successful in the US. So we actually did a bit of a market research on this to support our portfolio clients who want to build brand in the US. And something I want to make very clear, so all kinds of tactical short-term and long-term marketing, comms, PR activities you do in the US, all those contribute to building your brand. However, today, in my role as a partner in a PR agency, I'm going to talk about PR. And with PR, I mean earned media coverage. So how can you get the media representatives, so journalists and editors, to write about your company, and how will that support your first steps towards the US market? So, yes, indeed, that's me. I clearly need to do some shopping because I'm wearing exactly the same clothes since that picture 3 years ago. Indeed, vice presidents and partner, I worked with wide variety of both very, very early stage startups to big unicorns, in my roles as a person who did a bit of investment managing at Fiban back in the day, as well as global marketing for startups, but for the past 3 years for San Francisco agency. And I don't want to spend a lot of time mentioning that our agency is awesome, but of course I need to say that it is awesome. So a team that is mostly based in Helsinki, but an international team with half of our teammates being international PR talents, also teammates who are in the US, both Americans and Finnish PR pros who are in California and in Denver. So that's all about me and the agency. Let's get to the actual topic of the day. So first of all, why are we even talking about PR? Don't take it just from me. These points are actually made by the director of EMEA area comms from Deal. So Deal being American startup, one of the fastest growing ever startup that was established 2019 and is already $12 billion valuated company. So these are the points why Deal has actually expanded to new markets by using earned media coverage as the main kind of tool in their marketing toolbox. So PR is actually, there's a myth that needs to be busted. They say that PR is expensive. I can assure you that spending the same money to advertisement or tactical digital marketing will be much more expensive in terms of results than PR. So that's why Deal has decided that instead of hiring marketing managers and whatever locally, they're just going to hire a local PR agency who will help them be covered in the local media. This has also been proven a fact many, many times. We have clients who started with launching their product to the market. They did PR for a year, and at the end of the year, they had over 100 qualified inbound sales leads in a very, very traditional market. So it does work. So what does it mean when you get an article in the media? It is truly one of the best ways for you to create trust in your potential clients as well as within investors. If they can read about you in the news, it means that the journalist has already validated that this company is worthy enough for them to write about. Press releases themselves. It's great SEO content. For some reason, we think that SEO content is only blogs where we tell about X, Y, and Z. Actually, the same SEO's marketing strategy can be used with press releases as well. And media hits. So with media hits, I mean an article written by a journalist that you didn't pay for, can be utilized in your marketing channels over and over and over again. You can compare it to let's say you tell your audience that I am awesome, compared to someone else saying you're awesome and you just share them saying that. Much easier way to create engagement in your social media channels or in your newsletter or in your investor pitch deck. So do utilize all those media hits once they start pouring in. So then we need to think about where do news come from? And this is the recurring issue that I have with startups and investors when I work with them, that is hard to understand. Well, there's all kinds of stuff happening in my company. How do I know what is news? Well, there's few kind of rules of thumb. So first of all, change is new. So when something new happens in your company right now, that is usually news. It might be also change in the world. Although, please, please, please don't use world-changing scenarios, like, for example, escalating wars or something like that as a PR opportunity. We know that some companies do. Don't do it. This was a free advice. It has international significance. So, maybe your company has a new product feature. Does it have international significance? Maybe not unless you're Apple. So really think about, okay, how is this news that I have relevant for the international audience, and especially to the US audience that we're going to talk about a bit later. It needs to be current and topical, so if something happens right now, that is definitely an opportunity for you to tap into it. Phenomena. AI, we all know it. That has been a great PR topic for a lot of companies if you have something additional to tell to that. So don't just go and try and shout into the same box exactly the same thing that, for example, your competitors are doing right now. Do a bit of media landscape research. Try and understand what are the companies saying about this phenomena. I would like to take part of in the conversation, but what can you add on as a new information to that? A significant person joining your team or joining your board, that is news. But, you know, unless we talk about a very specific niche industry, so you might get someone to your board that is very significant person in your industry. It might be interesting for the industry news, but Financial Times won't write about it unless you get an investment from, I don't know, Madonna, for example. It's surprising, it's unexpected, or it is exceptional. So very often when I talk with startups, they tell just about like their everyday learnings about their work or about their products or about their customers. And they say like, yeah, it was really surprising when our data told us that over 50% of our clients booked their nail and hair appointments in the middle of the night. I go, oh, that is interesting. Is that true? Yeah, our data shows it. Great PR opportunity. So whenever your team goes like, yeah, we were a bit surprised about that, it might be a PR opportunity. So don't pass that. All right. So then we spoke with, you know, companies that are already successfully launched in the US. And these are the things that they were telling us. Finnish and Nordic companies struggle with cultural differences when communicating to the American audience. And this is very typical. So we want to go product first. We want to go, you know, our technical features first. But that doesn't really resonate with the American audience. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But really, you need to build a very solid comms strategy that is aimed for the American audience. So, as said, coming back to that point a bit later. Then there is the fact that, you know, have you ever been to the US? Have you ever learned how much everything costs in the US? It goes the same where it's you do marketing, you do sales, you try and hire people. Everything is expensive, and that's something that we unfortunately see that Finnish companies are not willing to invest. And that's something that you guys need to decide. If you want to penetrate the US market, you might get customers here and there, and you might validate that, okay, this is a good market, but if you want to make it big in the US, you need to be able to invest in that. And that's unfortunately something that seems to be lacking. Many companies get stuck with their Finnishness. Okay, we have a few brand ambassadors in the recent years, and Finland joining NATO has definitely risen the general knowledge for Americans that Finland does exist, that it's not a hocus pocus country that seemed to be the consensus a few years ago. However, as it is, still the knowledge about Finland in the US is not very high. So you can't go as your main kind of promise that, oh, but we're Finnish, we have Finnish roots, we have Finnish this and Finnish that. Don't do it. Think about from your brand point of view. I'm not saying you scrap off the fact that, or you try to hide that you're from Finland, but that shouldn't be your first points of contact when entering US market. So if we talk about earned media coverage and PR work, so the US-based journalists are really expecting highly targeted pitches. This means that we actually do exactly what people here were doing, but mostly by email or calling. We need to pitch our story and our company to the journalist. And journalists in the US, because they get thousands of emails every day. They get hundreds of phone calls if their phone number is somewhere up for grabs, that you need to be able to stand out by making a truly highly specialized pitch to a certain journalist. That means, again, going back to that media landscape research. So really try and find the journalists who are exactly reporting about you guys, not just general tech. Try and find exactly the one who is interested in your technology, your industry, or even the Nordics as an area for startups. So, a bit of the cultural and communication differences, because these are the kinds of things that might affects how you want to build, for example, your tone of voice. So going back into building that very US-specific comms strategy. So Finnish communication style, very collaborative. We want to hear everybody in the room. Everybody gets to say. Whereas American are hyper-competitive. It is engraved in them already when they are kids in school that competition is fun, it's good for you, you are not shy, you don't shy away from it, you don't mind using a bit of elbows to get to the main, to be the main speaker of the evening, for example. I want to highlight that I am on purpose a bit exaggerating. We know that we are all individuals and there are these kind of people in the Finland as well in the US, but these are just to kind of create that mindset for you guys, how to make your comms stand out in the US. Finnish people really want to talk about their technology and their company when everything is done. Americans have the idea and they have the vision and they are already pitching it to the journalists or to their audiences. There are good and bad ways in both, but it is still a fact. So be more bold. That would be my suggestion. Like, really, don't be afraid to say something to the journalist. For example, what is your prediction for 2024? Because you are afraid, well, what if I predict wrong? What if this never happens? Who cares? No one remembers next year what you said. Then you change, your opinion with more information that you get. But be more, we are the best. I know what I'm talking about. Don't be afraid. Yeah, the focus on community or individual, that goes without saying. But something I really want to highlight is that we do often PR, comms through facts and figures, and what we forget is storytelling. And storytelling really drills into more human emotions, and that requires for most founders that you bring your founding team to the front to be the thought leaders in the industry who are willing to share not just about the successes, like we all read every day, oh, company X, Y, and Z raised X, Y, and Z million, blah, 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 and that's great. But really the most impactful articles that we read, and what we read, even if it's this long, is the ones where founders really tell, for example, how they have struggled, how they have pivoted, and what they've learned from it. So you need to end it on a positive note, but don't shy away from building stories that touches with people's emotions, because that makes you much more approachable. There's always the avoid conflict or debates is all right. This also goes in your comms way. So again, going back to the fact that be bold. Then there's one thing that I want to highlight lastly is the diversity of the country. We tend to think that US is one big market and everything in the US works exactly the same. Do I go to East Coast or West Coast? Well, you couldn't be more wrong. You could almost compare the US to be like Europe. There's different areas with different kinds of population that, resonate with different kinds of stories. Like California and Texas, they could be countries of their own and they are largely different from one another. Also in terms of legislation, not just in terms of comms and PR. So when you do that comms strategy, together with your business plan when you're building it, what is the area you're targeting in the US will most likely also affect how you want to communicate. Also, bring in more diversity to your team so you understand how to communicate to an audience that is largely more diverse. So we know there's, US is like, is it the melting pot or whatever they used to call it? And it is still true. So you need to be able to communicate not just people who represent you, but people who come from all kinds of backgrounds and so on. And then small talk. You know what? Having a little small talk with a journalist will help you get your story through. So now that Slush is coming and these kinds of great events are happening, if there's ever a chance to go and speak to an American journalist, do not pass that opportunity, because it's still people-to-people business. And if you have not go there and start pitching to them like immediately, like, hey, would you write an article about my company, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that, but more go like, hey, you know, just want to get to know you, and this is a bit what we do, and so on. So don't forget, small talk is impactful in the US. Also works in Finland or any other place. If you ever get a chance to talk to a journalist in person, please do so. As said, Slush is a great opportunity coming up. So, some practical tools that you should have in place before you start doing systematic comms and PR to the US. So, I've been talking about the comms strategy. Do not overlook that. Make sure that you have your founder bio. So if a journalist wants to interview someone, you have a bio ready that you can send to them. Have high quality pictures. Tier 1 media will say no to the news if they don't get, or they might say no if they don't get high quality pictures. So take the high quality team pictures, headshots, pictures of your product, you know, so you have them ready to provide them when journalist asks for them. You can have already pitch templates, but as I said, when you pitch to journalists, the more specific and more personal you are, the better chances of you getting through. You need to have your media list ready, or at least I really suggest you have, because you have done your media landscape research, right? So you have the media list ready as well. Have a crisis comms plan. I can't highlight this too much. It's really important because sometimes crisis might hit you before you know it, and you are here and your team in the US might be in trouble and they don't know what to do when something takes off when you are here in Finland asleep. So have a crisis comms plan ready for situations for the US. Have a marketing team ready to maximize the results. You know, be aware of the difference in the culture, but don't change who you are inside. So have your brand strategy also built ready before you go to the US. I think that's it. I have 15 seconds left. Thank you so much. Come and talk to me afterwards. I will be here for the afterwork. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Reetta. Thank you. As I would say that this was an excellent keynote. I hope that you guys have learned something from it. And those of you who are here now back again to see what's going to happen, I am by myself am very, very curious. The time has come. Right, I would love to introduce now back again on stage our lovely jury, if they have... Oh yeah, all right, fair enough. So basically I would like to invite all the startups on the stage, and I would be announcing them by company to company or by name. It's fairly the same, so to speak. BioOpSense, please, could you come on stage and join us, if you're around still? I do not think so they are. Some companies have left.
He got sick. Yeah.
Ooh, unfortunately. Okay, ComWeb, please. Thank you very much. Carolina, welcome. Thank you. Next up, Akita by FinAdvance. Mimosa, welcome. Welcome. Hukle, Tero, please join us on stage. Brilliant. Nice to have you. And Kodarit, now I know. Kodarit, Suvi, welcome. Welcome. And from Lincoln Method, Salim, please join us on stage. Thank you. And from No, Jaakko, please join us on stage. Thank you. Shake hand is must. Exactly, thank you. And the last, See-Through Technologies, Piotr. Welcome. Cool. So, let the bets begin. I mean, no, what I mean is like, that's a different event, right? The bets are not included. Okay. Well, meanwhile, I would love to have with me the organizer, Alexandra Santos. Please join us on stage. Thank you so very much. Brilliant. And of course, more is more. And the ones who decide the fate of these lovely startups of today's event, I would love to invite the jury as well. Please welcome, Reima, Ossi, Juppe, and Caroline. Please join us on stage. Thank you. I just got confused that where are the rest of the jury? Welcome. Brilliant. And I would now let Alexandra take over and announce some interesting stuff for us, please.
Thank you so much. We have a special prize by our supporting partner, Infobip. So some extra stuff provided here. Talk the Walk Award is sponsored by Infobip Startup Tribe and provides a lucky startup with 5,000 euros in Infobip products and solutions. Thank you, Stefan. Stefan is watching on the stream from the Sweden office. So thank you so much, Stephen, for the award. Some explanation what Infobip is. It brings simplification and sophistication to communication services, from identity and verification, alerts and notifications, customer support to outbound campaigns. The use cases are endless. So we are going to be really seeing what this winner will be using the Infobip products for. And can I have some drum rolls? And the Talk the Walk Award goes to Komu app.
Oh, wow. Brilliant.
Congratulations, Carolina. And some photo.
Hell yeah! That is awesome. And we had something else as well?
Yeah, you can keep going
I
with
can
the
keep going,
remainder
indeed.
of
Brilliant.
the juicy part of
let
the event.
The suspense carry on, I guess. You know, everybody is waiting for this very moment. Are the startups waiting for it? Yes. Right. Well, well. So who would be presenting the winner? You are, sir. Well, the pressure's on you. Would you announce who is the lovely winner?
I think the pressure is actually on the great founder standing behind me. The top job for the jury, great pitches today. So you should all congratulate yourself, right? And then, who is the winner? The winner, first of all, this is a pitching competition. So we focused on somebody who today delivered not only a great pitch, but also very good answers in the Q&A. The winner has already shown good traction. They are operating in a field where they have proven that you can make a good exit here by seeing an exit from their competitor. They are riding in the ESG tide, and they have solved the complex task of building the supply and demand side of a marketplace. These 5 points are for Komu.
Wow, congratulations. That is. And the applause goes on. Brilliant. And could we have a few words from you as well, please? The mic is working.
Okay, thanks. I can help you with the flowers. You can keep the award.
There you go. How does it feel to win the pitching award?
I think this just shows that hard work pays off. This is our second year building Komu, and these kinds of victories are very important for our small team. You have no idea how much this means to us as a symbol and an opportunity. So thank you very much. Thank you.
That is great. That is great. Awesome. And of course, round of applause to the rest of the startups as well. They have done a tremendous job pitching today here. And all the best to you all. Thank you so very much. And now the fun bit starts, shall we say so? I mean, the fun bit is always there because this is an excellent event. Everyone is more than welcome to stay around. The place needs to be cleared out. Thank you very much, the jury. Thank you very much, the startups. You may leave if you feel like, but don't leave us alone yet because we need to mingle around with each other, get to know each other better. That's the whole point of this networking event, which begins now. And my time is not over yet. Is it? I don't have a timer. That's so good. Now it's my pitching time. So my pitching time is that this place now requires you guys to join that bar, drink as much as you feel like responsibly. Very important. And you can stay here till 7 p.m. So after 7 p.m., we need to empty this place. So please, otherwise the bearer of the bad news will be here. So meaning I'll interrupt. In any case, if you want to continue everything afterwards, we will be going to a place where you are able to get the information from the organizers of Platform 6. And the place name is always very difficult for me to say. So it's Tisle, or Tisle, Tisle. So you're able to go there and continue your networking talks or music. I believe I would not be performing today. Someday you might see me perform, maybe. So come talk with me about that too, maybe. You have my number, maybe? That just works. Maybe I can make the new song. It's called Maybe. Right. But in any case, big round of applause to everyone. Every one of you being here, making this event a delight. Delightful event for me to being able to host it. And thank you very much for the Yes, indeed. Indeed. And thank you very much, Platform 6. And of course, Silicon Vikings, all the partners. It's been a pleasure being part of this event. What else can I add? It's just that, at Tisle, I can only think of cocktail here. Because at Tisle, there's a Viking Revenge cocktail. So definitely join there as well. But in any case, all the partners that has made this event happen, thank you so very much. My name is Asim, and voila, salavi. Thank you.